The Snyder Cut is actually happening. Holy crap! This is something that I wanted so bad. I needed in my life, but I never thought that Warner Brothers or anybody over at DC would allow for this to happen, would let Zack Snyder come in and actually finish his work, actually finish his Justice League film with all of these people, including the cast, release the Snyder Cut, hashtagging it on Twitter and Instagram and whatever the hell else. I just, I lost all hope. And I said, man, we'll never see this. Or if we do ever see this, it will be like 20, 30 years later, like that Richard Donner Superman 2 cut was. But no, we're getting it. We're getting it in 2021. And so I am here to talk about just a few things that I want to see in this cut, that I need to see in Zack Snyder's Justice League. First, I need to see Superman in the black suit. This was something that I was really hoping for, really looking forward to when I was going into Justice League, when I pretty much knew that Superman was going to be resurrected. And as it stood, I was disappointed. I was disappointed with how his resurrection scene played out. I couldn't believe that they didn't go with Superman wearing the black suit. This is an iconic image, an iconic moment from the comics where Superman is resurrected and he has the black suit on. Hell, Man of Steel acknowledges and sets up the fact that Superman's father, Jor-El, wears a black suit with the S symbol on it. How do you not take advantage? How do you not go full circle? Number two, I need a payoff to that nightmare scene in Batman versus Superman. I remember when I first saw that scene in the theater, I was very mixed and lukewarm about the movie in general, but that nightmare scene especially, where Bruce Wayne has a dream, or is it a premonition? He sees the future, where it's a post apocalyptic world and there are parademons taking over. Batman and his group is taken in and subsequently killed by an evil Superman. And this was a moment that came out of nowhere that was super confusing, especially when the Flash shows up and is telling Bruce, is he too late? Blah blah blah. I didn't know what the hell was going on, and to find out that this was supposed to be paid off in Justice League, that this was supposed to be explained fully, makes me more upset. Number three, more Cyborg backstory, please. Cyborg was a character that I thought was fairly interesting aesthetically on paper, but in the theatrical film, he just really shows up, thrown into the story, not given any real depth, not the most relatable character given that. And it sucks for somebody like Ray Fisher, or the fact that are we really going to get a Cyborg movie anytime soon? We need a new Flash. I'm not necessarily saying that we should recast Ezra Miller, that we should cancel Ezra Miller, that we should get rid of him, fire him because of that video where he chokes a woman. Although, what the hell was going on there? I definitely want to hear more of an explanation. Let's just not brush that under the rug or pretend like that wasn't a thing. I want to know more about that first and foremost. But second, I didn't like the way he portrayed Barry Allen, Flash. He was too goofy. He was too quirky and trying to be the comic relief, trying to be the goofball and just for laughs. And I never really found him funny. I found him more annoying anytime he opened his mouth. I didn't buy him as somebody that I ever wanted to follow. Speaking of jokey, I want a less jokey Batman. Ben Affleck proved that he could be a very serious and intense Batman in Batman vs. Superman. He was a little scary at points, but he showed that aggressiveness that you probably need to go after an entity like Superman. And so he was believable. Yeah, I didn't like the fact that he killed people, but I still liked the intensity that was brought in that character, an older Batman. And for whatever reason, he told a lot of jokes. He had a lot of humorous moments. Obviously, that was Joss Whedon and his writing. He had Batman telling so many jokes. Uh, I understand you talk to Fish, to Aquaman, or the scene where Superman says to Batman, "Do you bleed?" Reenacting their moment, and then Batman saying, "Oh, something's definitely bleeding." I know that got a laugh in the theater, but it was out of character. Wasn't something that Batman himself should have said in that moment. It's not something that he would have said in that moment. Supposedly, we were going to get a Green Lantern cameo and a Martian Manhunter appearance. If that's really true, then man, talk about being even more disappointed and more sad. I don't know if it was Hal Jordan. I don't know if it was John Stewart. The general from Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman was supposed to be Martian Manhunter, and how do we not pay that off? Last but not least, Darkseid. We were supposed to get an appearance of Darkseid, whether it was a cliffhanger, whether it was just we would see him in the flesh. Darkseid was probably going to be DC's version of Thanos, which is kind of what he is in the comics. He's the ruler of the underworld, Apocalypse, and they were going to establish that this guy existed, this guy is out there, and to set up a future film where the Justice League goes up against him. Now, this could all be a mute point because if we don't move forward, if we don't ever do a continuation or a sequel to this, then maybe it's going to piss me off seeing Darkseid, seeing how potentially cool he looks or how cool he's portrayed, and knowing that we're never going to get that. Or if this is successful, if this does kick ass, if this is better, and let's be honest, it's going to be better than the Joss Whedon Justice League. It's going to be so much better. It has to be so much better. Hopefully, we can maybe get something started. Maybe HBO Max will be the home of Zack Snyder's continuation of this DCEU or what's left of it. So, guys, that's just some of the things that I want to see, that I need to see in the Snyder Cut. Let me know in the comments below if there's things that you want to see as well. Anything that I missed. Do you agree, disagree? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.